bus speaker. First, I would like to touch on public transport. Traffic congestion in Kuching is reaching unbearable situation or circumstance. For a city having population density of about a mere 754 per km square, it is over congested for Kuching. Traffic congestion causes less productivity, affecting the quality of life, worsen air pollution, and increase the possibility of motor vehicle accident. I suggested short-term, mid-term, and long-term solutions in this August House before to improve city mobility. At the time, the congestion is not as bad. At the time, the congestion is not as bad as now. Today, the traffic congestion is worse than what I predicted a few years ago. Therefore, I urge government to act now and no more delay. Due to the limited time, I shall repeat two of my proposals. Number one, police has to be more diligent in controlling the traffic, especially during peak hours. Whenever there are VIPs visiting Kuching, many of the usual congested spots were not congested due to the police are on the ground. Police should treat all Kuching residents as VIPs. We are your people. We are the taxpayers. Secondly, to provide alternative transportation mode. The current transportation policy of the government has made us to be too dependent on private cars. The government has to provide alternative transportation mode to the people. I'm not a believer that by mere providing a kind of public transport will ease the traffic congestion, but I believe it has to be a public transport network in combination of many kinds of alternative transports. In tackling the current problem, I do not agree with LRT to be constructed for the time being, but I will propose three other modes. We should plan for LRT now, but not putting LRT as a starter in improving the congestion, as we have other more cost-efficient modes to be done first. Firstly, comfortable and safe pedestrian walkway. According to research, people will choose to walk for a distance about 400 meters maximum, provided that the city is safe to walk and it is not too hot or too warm to walk. I mean the atmosphere or the weather. Therefore, shaded pedestrian walkway together with more trees along the walkway will help. Secondly, bicycle renting. It is very common in many foreign cities providing bicycle renting. We can do it through Sarawak Pay if it is implemented. Bicycle can be a good choice as alternative transport mode for moving distance within 8 kilometers. Thirdly, bus rapid transit, BRT. BRT is the way forward. It is less costly and more efficient than LRT. It is quite similar to LRT, but instead of using train, BRT is commuting passengers by buses. BRT system are having stations giving information to passengers as to when the buses will be arriving, and also providing the system monitoring the buses by way of satellite system. In order to encourage people to take bus, public bus must be frequent, punctual, widely covered, safe and clean. Traditional way of public bus system is no longer efficient and attractive enough. That is why I do not agree with federal government's initiative of SBST program. SBST program is mainly on subsidizing the buses company to make sure that they are willing to operate the routes which are less profitable. A good public bus planning is not so much so about the public bus company, but about the commuter. We have to make plans attractive to commuter and not to the bus company. I've studied the proposed rules of SBST, the information that I gather from the answer given by the minister through Day One's question. After the study, I don't think there is much changes in the terms of efficiency by way of implementation of SBSD. Many routes are operating until 6 p.m. only, and the buses are not frequent enough. The federal is allocating 45 million ringgit per year for SBSD project. I predict that SBSD will not be a successful one. Instead of splashing money on a failing project, why not we make use of the available fund to develop BRT? LRT, SBSD are not the way forward BRT is.